Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Israel's war with Hamas took a back seat as the Israelis traded heavy fire on the northern border with the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah on Sunday. Hezbollah claimed to hit an Israeli military intelligence site near Tel Aviv in a blast of hundreds of rockets and drones, and Israel claimed its strikes had been preemptive to avert a larger attack. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah said the attack is in response to Israel's killing of a top militant commander in Beirut last month. The cross-border attacks came as high-level talks resumed in Egypt, aimed at a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in the war in Gaza that would also ease regional tensions. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the military eliminated thousands of rockets that were aimed at northern Israel and shot down drones heading for the center of the country. Air raid sirens were reported throughout northern Israel, and Israel's international airport closed and diverted flights for about an hour. Israel's Home Front Command has now lifted restrictions in most areas. Following up on a story that we first brought to you a few weeks ago, the two astronauts at the International Space Station who crewed the Boeing Starliner's maiden space voyage and who were only supposed to be there for 8 days are now not scheduled to return to Earth until February of next year on the SpaceX spacecraft that will launch in September. The Boeing Starliner spacecraft will return earlier, but it will return unmanned. Steve Stitch, manager of NASA's Commercial Crew Program, said engineers were concerned about how the propulsion system would perform during the return trip. That uncertainty led NASA leaders to decide they should not risk the lives of Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore on the Starliner. Instead, they have decided to send them home on the Crew Dragon built by SpaceX, a company founded by Elon Musk. Norman Knight, NASA's Flight Operations Director, said he had talked to Williams and Wilmore and that they backed the extended stay in orbit, which officials have resisted describing as stranded. The Boeing Starliner will leave the space station in early September. The SpaceX Crew Dragon will launch later in September with 2 crew members. They will return with Miss Williams and Mr. Wilmore in February. Arizona's National Guard rescued more than 100 people from areas impacted by flooding in the state's Grand Canyon National Park as search efforts for a missing hiker continued on Sunday. Video released by the state's National Guard showed Guard members helping evacuate 104 tourists and tribal members from a canyon on the lands of the Havasupai tribe within the park on Saturday. Monsoon storms earlier in the week triggered the flooding. This forced local authorities to shut down the area to tourists and prompted several emergency evacuations. In the process, several hikers became stranded during the flash flood early Thursday afternoon. A rescue flight was sent to recover the stranded hikers both below and above Beaver Falls, except for Chenoa Nickerson, who was still missing at the time. Nickerson's body was found late Sunday morning in the Colorado River. According to the National Park Service, the 33-year-old was swept away in the flash flooding along with her husband, but her husband was rescued by rafters. According to a leading World Health Organization expert, Mpox is not the new COVID, and risk to the general public is very low. Despite real concern about a new variant of the virus, European Regional Director Dr. Hans Kluge told journalists together we could and must tackle Mpox. According to the director, strong action now, including ensuring vaccines reach the areas most in need, could stop another cycle of panic and neglect. The United Nations Health Agency recently declared Mpox a global public health emergency for the second time in 2 years. It followed an outbreak of the disease in the Democratic Republic of Congo that has spread to neighboring African countries. Formerly known as monkeypox, Mpox is a rare viral infection that spreads through close contact. Another recall is hitting grocery stores, but now apple juice lovers are being affected. The FDA has issued a voluntary recall for the 8-ounce Great Value apple juice sold in 6-packs with PET plastic bottles sold at Walmart stores. The FDA said that the apple juice contains inorganic arsenic above the action level set in industry guidance. The agency also said that current research indicates that inorganic arsenic is more dangerous than organic arsenic, and that long-term exposure in adults has been affiliated with skin disorders, increased risk of skin, bladder, and lung cancers, and cardiovascular disease. The FDA says short-term exposure to inorganic arsenic can cause nausea, vomiting, bruising, numbness, or burning sensations in the hands and feet. The Great Value apple juice best buy date posted in the recall is December 2024. The Great Value apple juice was listed as being sold in Walmarts in Massachusetts as well as other New England states. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Home fire deaths have been cut in half since the early 70s when smoke detectors were first marketed. Having smoke detectors in your home can double your chances of survival in a fire. 60% of residential fire deaths occur in homes without smoke detectors. Thus, smoke detectors must be present on each level of habitation. Photoelectric smoke detectors are required within 20 feet of a kitchen, bath, or shower. They are required on the ceiling outside bedrooms no further than 10 feet away. They are also required to be present on the ceiling at the base of stairwells. Additional placement may be required depending upon the year the home was built or when a substantial addition was added. Create a safe home environment. Maintain your smoke detectors. Thank you for doing so.
Welcome back. After an assault last week, MBTA Transit Police asked for the public's help in efforts to identify a man accused of assaulting a woman at the Braintree T station. The incident happened around 8:15 a.m. on Tuesday at the station's busway. In a post to social media, police said an unknown male violently threw a woman off the bus, causing her to land on her face. There was no further information provided on the extent of the victim's injuries. Police did share a photo of a person of interest in connection with their investigation. Anyone who recognizes the person is asked to contact investigators at 617-222-1050. With the opioid crisis reaching an alarming rate in Massachusetts, the Healey-Driscoll administration recently announced $3.75 million in grants to 18 grassroots organizations to reduce the harms caused by the opioid epidemic. One of those organizations receiving a grant includes the Sun Will Rise in Braintree. Each organization will receive between $16,000 to $150,000 annually over a 3-year period to focus on areas including prevention, harm reduction, connections to care, recovery support, trauma, grief, and family support. State officials said the grants are the first to be awarded through the Mosaic Opioid Recovery Partnership, a new grant-making program designed to support communities and populations that have been historically underserved and have experienced a high rate of opioid-related overdose deaths. Over the next 18 years, the state plans to commit $5 million annually toward funding local initiatives working to aid in the crisis. Thayer Public Library staff and trustees are excited to announce a month-long celebration in September, commemorating the library's 150th anniversary of serving, educating, and connecting the town of Braintree. A wide range of special events and activities are planned, offering something for all ages as the library reflects on its rich history and looks forward to the future. Through the month of September, children are invited to make a birthday card for the library in the children's room. Additionally, all visitors are encouraged to share their favorite library memories on the community board that will be set up in the library. For more information about the Thayer Public Library's 150th anniversary events, visit thayerpubliclibrary.org or contact the library by phone at 781-848-0405 extension 4417 or by email at referencedesk@braintreema.gov. Simon-owned malls and shopping centers in Massachusetts are hosting back-to-school clothing drives in collaboration with a Boston nonprofit. Local Simon centers like Braintree's South Shore Plaza have partnered with Cradles to Crayons for the drive. Big yellow school bus displays are located at all participating locations with tags attached. Shoppers can simply grab a tag, shop, and return the donations to the locations listed on the tag. All donated products will be sent to Cradles to Crayons for distribution. The drive runs from now through September 16th at multiple locations. The bus display is located between Kay Jewelers and T-Mobile. In honor of International Overdose Awareness Day, the annual butterfly release ceremony will be held on Friday, August 30th. During the ceremony, each attendee will either receive a live butterfly to set free or a wildflower seed paper. If any Braintree residents hope to attend the event at French's Common, please RSVP to the Facebook event or email marcy@thesunwillrise.org so event organizers know how many butterflies are needed. International Overdose Awareness Day is a global event held each year and aims to raise awareness in the community of overdose and reduce the stigma of a drug-related death. It also acknowledges the grief felt by families and friends remembering those who have died or had permanent injury as a result of drug overdose. Braintree's Department of Elder Affairs has a number of updates and activities for seniors this summer. As a reminder, the center's summer hours were altered, with the senior center now staying open until 7 p.m. on Tuesdays to offer a light dinner and closes early on Fridays at 1 p.m. Some activities that are offered throughout the summer include daily exercise classes, regulation bocce every Monday at 2 p.m., varied karting game days on Tuesdays, and the Asian Outreach Group, which meets on Wednesdays. Then every Monday at 11:30 a.m., the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office is offering safety programs for seniors. There's one upcoming event on September 9th where the Senior Center will take a trip to Luciano's in Wrentham, where the Edward Twins will perform. The show and dinner are $95 and you can still sign up now. For more information, contact the department at 781-848-1963 or stop by at 71 Cleveland Avenue. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Thayer Public Library has been having a busy summer. You may have seen us around town at the Farmers Market or at French's Common for our big bubble party. We have also been preparing to celebrate a big anniversary next month, 150 years serving, educating, and connecting Braintree. A month-long celebration with activities and events for all ages is ready to roll out. But for now, let me tell you what's up at the library for the rest of August. Summer hours continue through Labor Day. Fall library hours, starting Tuesday, September 3rd, will be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. But if you're already in back-to-school mode and looking forward to fall, check out the library's online learning platforms. For example, Gale Courses, which offers 6-week classes with actual instructors and assignments for education and enrichment. Popular classes range from accounting fundamentals and A to Z grant writing to drawing for absolute beginners and stocks, bonds, and investing. Oh my! Our newest online learning platform, Gale Presents Udemy, offers close 20,000 self-directed, video-based educational courses from actual college and university professors. Increase your learning skills in the areas of business, tech, and personal development across 75 plus different categories from the comfort of your own home on a computer or mobile device. If you just Google them, you'll find out that these learning platforms aren't free. They're only free through the library website. Find Udemy, Gale Courses, and more online learning resources at our website, which you can see on the bottom of the screen. All you need to get started is your Thayer Public Library card.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. According to the MBTA, Red Line riders will face an extra day of service suspensions between JFK and UMass and Kendall MIT stations following an accident last week involving track maintenance vehicles along the Longfellow Bridge. Regular service will now resume on Tuesday, August 27th. In a statement released by the MBTA, a construction vehicle made contact with another construction truck. The truck was then pushed into another construction vehicle. Due to the accident, work was immediately stopped along the entire suspended service area to assess and ensure the safety of workers on site, as well as the damage to both the work vehicles and the track infrastructure. The MBTA said the extra day of service suspensions is needed to safely complete the project, which includes full-depth track construction, rail and tire replacement, and other measures aimed at improving ride times. Free and accessible shuttle buses with stops between JFK UMass and Kendall MIT will be available until track work is done. Up next, the MBTA service on the Braintree branch of the Red Line will be suspended for just over 3 weeks next month, as crews work on track repairs that will reduce speed restrictions. Red Line trains will not serve the North Quincy, Wollaston, Quincy Center, Quincy Adams, and Braintree stations from September 6th through the 29th. The agency encourages riders to subscribe to T-Alerts or to follow the MBTA on X for up-to-date service information. Last Friday, public health officials issued a warning that 8 Massachusetts communities are now at high risk for West Nile virus. According to the Department of Public Health, this elevated risk level mainly applies to Suffolk and Plymouth counties. The DPH said the risk is considered moderate throughout Bristol, Norfolk, Barnstable, Berkshire, Essex, Hampden, Middlesex, and Worcester counties. The virus is usually transmitted to humans through the bite of an infected mosquito. There were 6 human cases of West Nile virus in 2023. There have been 2 human and no animal cases confirmed this year so far. The first reported human case of 2024 was in Hampden County on August 6th, and the second was reported in Middlesex County on August 12th. To date, a total of 262 virus-positive mosquito samples have been detected throughout the state. The first positive samples were announced on July 2nd. While most people do not get severely ill from the virus, health officials say it can be dangerous for people with certain medical conditions. On Sunday, a former flight attendant left Boston on his 4th annual journey to honor the victims of 9/11. Paul Veneto began his Polly's Push journey on Boston Common, pushing his airline beverage cart to New York City. The beverage cart features pictures of the airline crews who were aboard the hijacked planes. Veneto said in a statement, quote, "I've never felt any more conviction about making sure these guys are recognized," end quote. Veneto flew into Logan Airport on United Airlines Flight 175 on September 10, 2001. The next day, the plane hit the second tower at the World Trade Center. Veneto lost co-workers and friends in the attacks, heroes he describes as the first responders. For the next 24 days, he'll walk more than 200 miles and plans to reach Ground Zero by September 11th. For more information on Veneto's journey and to track his route, visit pollyspush.com. Quincy's 14th annual Candlelight Vigil in memory of those lost to overdose and substance use disorder takes place this week. On Wednesday, August 28th at 7 p.m. on the Hancock Adams Common, the event will honor those in Quincy and neighboring towns who have lost their life. Organizer Laura Martin, Quincy's substance use prevention coordinator, said speakers will read poems about loss and remembrance in between songs performed by an a cappella group consisting of people in recovery. In an interview a week before the vigil, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch said the opioid issue has shaped his thinking since before he took office in 2008, but the number of fatalities and overdoses remains high in Quincy. Through July, Quincy has seen 110 overdoses, which is on pace to match 2023's total of 192. The 16 fatalities through July puts Quincy on pace to reach 28 by year's end, just 2 fewer than the total overdoses recorded in the city last year. The vigil will be held at the Hancock Adams Common outside Quincy City Hall in Quincy Center from 7 p.m. to just after 8 p.m. Battery-operated candles will be available on site. There have been many sights to see in the sky this summer. Lunar and solar eclipses, meteor showers, blue moons, full moons, and even the northern lights. Now another spectacle is on its way. This week, you'll have a chance to see a triple conjunction of planets, and you'll be able to see it with the naked eye, though a telescope is always handy. According to earthsky.org, the fat waning crescent of the moon will be flanked by Jupiter and Mars, creating a triangle on August 27th and 28th. You'll be able to see all 3 planets very early in the morning when the sky is still dark. It's what's called a triple conjunction of planets. According to Earth Sky, quote, "The moon will be in its crescent phase and 40% illuminated, which should make it easier to see the red dot of Mars and the larger star Jupiter next to it. The planets will rise several hours before dawn," end quote. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Take steps to keep yourself and your family safe from ticks and the illnesses they can cause. Use EPA-approved tick repellents on your skin and clothes. Read and follow the directions. Wear light-colored clothing to make it easier to spot a crawling tick. Check for ticks on yourself, your kids, and your pets anytime you've been outdoors. Some tick bites can make you sick, but finding and removing a tick properly makes it less likely. Call your doctor if you start to feel ill or notice a rash near the bite. Play it safe when you're outdoors.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have 3 movie recommendations for you to watch. First up, if you're in the mood for Halloween to come a little early this year, Coraline is back in theaters for its 15th year anniversary. In this Tim Burton-directed stop-motion movie, 11-year-old Coraline moves into a new house that has a hidden door. This door leads to an idealized version of her normal, boring life, with some twists. In order to stay in this fantasy land, she must make some sacrifices. You can see Coraline in theaters now. Another movie to get you in the Halloween mood is The First Omen. Quickly after being in theaters, it is now available for streaming at home on Hulu. This movie is about a woman who moves to Rome to begin a life of service to the church. The woman ends up discovering a terrifying conspiracy to bring the birth of the evil reincarnated. And finally, Borderlands, a movie based on the video game of the same name, follows a ragtag team on a mission to find a missing girl who holds the key to unimaginable powers. You can see Borderlands in theaters now. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.